Southern region go-to person, rather key person for the entire region of Northeast. Somebody who's known as the party's powerhouse in that area, and someone who's been waiting in the wings for a long time to attain the topmost position in the state, now takes over as the 15th Chief Minister of Assam, Mr. Himanta Biswa Sarma. Mr. Himanta Biswa Sarma, a big congratulations to you, sir, for being appointed as the Chief Minister of Assam, and also very glad that you have chosen to give the first interview to us here at Times Now.
Thank you so much.
Sir, I want to begin by asking you, given the fact that you are taking over the reins at a time when Assam, like the entire of the country, is facing a raging pandemic, I want to ask you, sir, right at the beginning, what is going to be your priority?
Of course, not only for me, it is the if you say in one word, for the country today, the topmost priority is to control the COVID situation, contain the outbreak. So from today, we have started certain new containment policy. We are following the proven policy of testing and treating. We are going ahead on that. We have a robust health infrastructure, so we are utilizing that infrastructure, and obviously the government topmost priority at this point shall be to control the COVID situation.
Okay. I have, in fact, a lot of questions to ask you on the COVID situation, sir, but quickly just want to take a few questions on what happened over the weekend. You Bharatiya Janata Party, Mr. Sarma, that is known to be very, very decisive about its political appointments. They don't really take too long. But in your case, in Assam's case, this time around, perhaps it's for the first time that the state of Assam was left without a chief minister for so long. It took unusually long for the party to decide who it would be, whether you or Mr. Sonowal. So I just want to ask you, sir, what was going on in the minds of party top leadership? Why was there such a dilemma?
No, Megha, I think there was no dilemma. On second, result was announced, and on third, party usually party need to take a call. But because of extraordinary situation developed in West Bengal, our national president has to rush to West Bengal to be with our Karyakarta. So on 4th he came back. On 5th we met. On 6th, selection of the leader has taken place. So I don't see any unusual delay. But yes, because of the special circumstances in Bengal, on 3rd and 4th, there was no movement. I think we should not read that as a problem of deciding Assam leadership. It was basically party has decided to give topmost priority to the concern of our Karyakarta in West Bengal.
Okay. But there's some people who are saying, I mean, please don't get offended when I ask you this, but there's some people who are saying, Mr. Sarma, that when you moved from the Congress in 2015, you moved with some MLAs, major dent to the party, to the strength of the party, which eventually led to the defeat. Some were saying that if Mr. Sarma was not given the top position this time, I mean, he could pull off what he did to the Congress in 2015. And, the Bharatiya Janata Party here was very aware of that reality. And that is one of the reasons that contributed to Mr. Sarma taking the top position.
My loyalty to the party, my loyalty to the Prime Minister is complete and total. My leadership were aware that even if I will not, had I not been given the chief ministership, there would not have been a single question from my side. Last year, when the party asked me not to contest in the parliamentary election, I have gracefully accepted the decision, and my party bosses are completely aware that Himanta Biswa Sarma will not do something at all which would have embarrassed the party.
You wouldn't have done anything that would have damaged the party. Okay. But what happens? Yes.
No, Megha, you will remember the last time even after State Selection Committee cleared my name for contesting Lok Sabha, when we went to Delhi, Mr. Amit Shah ji told me that Himanta, you are not going to contest. And that's the call immediately we take, and there was no murmuring from my side at all.
I do remember that, give you that, sir. But tell me what happens to Mr. Sonowal. I mean, the other day when you took over as the Chief Minister, you gave a statement that he becomes your Margdarshak, he becomes your mentor. But sir, the word Margdarshak in your party, in Bharatiya Janata Party, is a word which is usually used for people who are done with their political career. What should we understand? Does the party have any plans for him, or is he only going to be a Margdarshak for you?
I think I never mentioned the word mentor. I said that Mr. Sonowal was our leader and he will continue to be our leader. I don't know where from media got that word mentor or etc. etc. My precise statement before our legislature party was that Mr. Sonowal was our leader and he will continue to be our leader. So yesterday my full cabinet took search. Today morning we all went to Mr. Sonowal place. We spent 2 hours there. We took his guidance, and you have to remember that he is also a member of Legislative Assembly. So tomorrow I am going to Mr. Sonowal constituency. I have not gone to my constituency till now, but I will go tomorrow first to Majuli, Mr. Sonowal constituency, and then I will start my work. So in Assam, we valued our relationship completely. Mr. Sonowal is a big asset of BJP, and I am sure that his service will be completely utilized by our national leadership.
Is there a plan, sir? Is there a plan that the party has offered to him?
Obviously, there is a solid plan. Will not give even a single day rest to Mr. Sonowal. He has to remain active in the political life, and he has to contribute 100% for the growth of our state and of the growth of our
now
nation.
Let's come to the COVID situation, sir. These are serious issues that we are facing right now. I want to ask you this. You have held the health portfolio for about 10 years, Mr. Sarma, and currently the kind of catastrophe that we are seeing across the country, people falling like flies to this virus. Tell me, sir, you think that the government at the center failed in performing their duties? And Mr. Sarma, please answer this question as an administrator, as somebody who's held the health portfolio and not as a political leader, sir.
Megha, first of all, I will begin my answer with a rider that health is a state subject, and
it's very
all
convenient
state
to
government
say, sir,
must
that health
remember
is a
that
state
basic
subject.
line. No,
Here we are talking about the entire country.
No, Megha, I said that I'll start. No, Megha, I said that I'll start with a rider. Just listen. First of all the state government must remember that this is our constitutional duty, that when it comes to health, the primary mover and shaker will be the state government. Having said that, I am in Assam. I have experience of running health department. As on date, we are getting full support from the central government. We are getting SOPs, we are getting advices, we are getting allocation for remdesivir injection, we are getting allocation for oxygen, we are getting fund from the central government through the channel of National Health Mission to control and contain COVID. And as far as Assam government is concerned, we have absolutely no complaint against central government. Rather, we are blessed by a very proactive state central government when it comes to controlling COVID.
So you have absolutely no complaints with the center. Everything is fine.
Absolutely.
Everything is fine.
Megha, I am saying on record as a Chief Minister of a state that my state is getting full quota of remdesivir every week. I am getting oxygen from Durgapur, and I have my own generation plant. I have got oxygen generator plan from central government. I got my quota of oxygen concentrator from foreign donation. I am getting technical advices every day from the central government, and I am getting complete quota of vaccines. My program is not even silence for a day. I am getting my quota. I have capacity of
Mr.
administering
Chief
nearly
Minister,
1 lakh vaccine
sir, please
per day.
tell me now. Remdesivir, I still understand. Oxygen, I understand.
Yes.
We are doing this interview at a time when things have sort of calmed down when it comes to medicines, oxygen and ICU beds. But tell me honestly, sir, what are you going to do about the vaccines? Where are the vaccines? The states are having, there's so many states are having to shut down the centers because there are no vaccine. There are no doses. From 25 lakh a day, we've come down to about 6 lakh a day, sir. How are you claiming that you have enough?
No, Megha. No, Megha. Reality is not like that. I post a tweet every day how much vaccine I have got from the central government and how much I have administered every day. You can go to my timeline and you will see that development. Today morning I got 1,45,000 doses from the central government. You have to understand particularly one point, that what is my capacity? Even if I got 10 lakhs vaccine today, can I give it to the people? My capacity as a medium size of state, going by the availability of A&M nurses I have, I can give vaccine to 1 lakh people per day, around that. So I am giving vaccine around 80,000 to 1,10,000 per day. And my program has not halted for even for a single day from the 28th of April. Because before that we were busy in election. From 21st of April to till yesterday evening, except 1 or 2 days, I am giving vaccine around 1 lakhs per day. Someday it is 80,000, someday it is
28th of April.
We are also
from
giving...
28th of April, you're getting your full quota.
Yes, before that in Assam, nobody wants to take vaccine because apparently there was no pandemic kind of situation in Assam. From 20th April, the demand started coming in. From 21st April till today, vaccination is going up. We have took it from 12 lakhs to 30 lakhs during this intervening period of 18 days. And even below 45, 18 to 44 also we have started. And I am sure that in next 2 months of time, we will be able to vaccinate substantial number of the people. Because no state...
You are putting it on record. You're putting it on record, Mr. Sharma, that you do not have any vaccine shortage in your state. You're getting as per your quota.
No, Megha, I put every day a tweet religiously 11 p.m. on the night that today I got this much of vaccine, today this much of vaccine has been administered. Total transparency. Let other government also come out with a tweet every day disclosing their present vaccine situation.
So what are the other state governments doing, Mr. Sharma? Then what do you think are the other state governments doing? Are they lying? Are they lying?
No, Megha, problem is that people are running two projects parallelly. One project contain COVID, control COVID. Second project defame Modi. So if you run two programs parallelly, then you will not be able to contain COVID one at a time. So first you run the program of project of controlling COVID. So if you run two programs at a time, you will always be confused.
Mr. Sharma, I don't know, the situation seems quite bad in many states. Do you really have an assurance from the center that you'll continue to get your quota in the next few weeks?
Ma'am, completely, first of all, I have capacity of 1 lakhs. I cannot give because I have 5,000 A&M nurse. So there is a limit because you cannot waste vaccine. Our wastage was very huge. Now it has come down. So I am completely confident that I will be able to administer 1 lakh vaccine per day around 1 lakh. Sometime it will be 80,000, sometime it will be 1 lakh 10,000. By end of July 30, I will vaccinate 50% of my population.
All right. Now, Mr. Sharma, the situation that we are in currently, in fact, today in the morning, casualties have been reported from a hospital in Goa due to the lack of oxygen. So there is lack of oxygen, there is lack of cryogenic tankers, there is lack of oxygen concentrators. The internal allocation seems to be in a mess. How did we find ourselves in a situation like this? What happened to all the tall claims of Atmanirbhar Bharat of your party, sir?
Now, first of all, Megha, you must remember that this is a pandemic disproportionate to our expectation. Now, in a normal situation also, a state government almost regularly refuse ICU bed to the patient because we did not have that kind of capacity. If you add ICU bed, you need to have manpower. How many anesthetists we have under the state government? But in spite of that, today Assam has activated 14 oxygen plants in our hospital. We have our own generation unit. Today we are going to announce another scheme that whoever will generate oxygen, they will get 100% power subsidy for next 1 year. So there are 2 or 3 Sikh industry which now we have we have entered into a MOU with them. Now they are going to activate their project once again. We have working closely with the government of Bhutan to establish, activate another oxygen unit in Bhutan. So we are, first of all, we are depending on state government. We will request state government, central government, that please help us. But what about my track record? So we are trying to do maximum possible at our end so that we can relieve central government from the pressure. But when we will fail, obviously we will ask the central government. But I decided not to adopt the easy road of asking central government for quota. I have adopted the tough road that first I will try to generate as much as oxygen possible within the state, and when my hands is completely burned out, then only I will request central government.
So the states who are actually miserable right now, you think that they are doing all of this to try and paint the center with a black color to show that the center has failed? Is that what you're trying to say, sir? No.
First of all, once pandemic is over, you will ask this question to every state government that yes, we have blamed Modi enough. We have asked everything from the central government. But health is your subject under the scheme of our constitution. Have you done enough? Have you done enough? I think after the pandemic is over, media must put this question to entire state governments of India, whether you have done enough or not. Now today accusing Mr. Modi that he has not given you enough oxygen. But have you created enough oxygen bed during this intervening period? Have you created enough ICUs? So it is normally what happened, that this has become a habit. Then whenever you are in a crisis, shift the ball towards the
so this is a habit,
government. So I am of the view that media must scrutinize both the center and state government very closely once the pandemic is over. So if you found that the concerned state government has not done anything and only during the pandemic exploiting the emotional situation, only try to shift the blame to the central government, then you must be very harsh to that state government. But yes, if the state government has done enough, and then after doing everything possible at their end, they have gone to the court of the central government asking for additional help, it's fine. So I want to keep Assam into the later category. we'll do completely our best. We'll do our best. Then, when our finger, we will have nothing. We have exhausted completely our capacity. Then we'll ask central government.
Got your point, Mr. Sharma. My final two questions quickly. Are you also going to be one of those states that will float a global tender like 7 other states have already done? Your neighboring state, Orissa, has done it yesterday. Is Assam also going to float a global tender for the vaccines?
We can float a global tender, but my capacity is 1 lakh, and I am 100% confident that I will get that 1 lakh from the central.
My final question to you, Mr. Sharma. In this year, February 2021, just a couple of months back, you had your party leadership, Bharatiya Janata Party's leadership, they passed a resolution saying that COVID-19 has been defeated under the able leadership of the Prime Minister. Mr. Sharma, now in hindsight, do you think that this chest thumping was it was actually misplaced and mistimed, and that you declared victory much before time, ill-timed, and sir, finally, does this sort of sum up this complacent attitude that the BJP had towards fighting this pandemic?
Megha, during the pandemic, whatever, irrespective of the resolution passed, India is among the 12 countries to invent vaccines. India is one of those countries whose vaccine has been acknowledged by the government of America that this is one of the finest vaccine. Ma'am, situation must be conducive for the entrepreneurship. Situation must be conducive in this country for the industry so that they can produce more and more vaccine. Today, people has developed co-vaccine. And now people are every day defaming Bharat Biotech. Why you are not able to give enough vaccine? Can I put that question to Congress party that why you take so much time to eradicate polio? Why your vaccination program to eradicate a program like tuberculosis?
Sir, really, is this the time to make that sort of a comparison, Mr. Sharma?
No, Megha. Today we have to encourage Bharat Biotech. Look, you have done the great job. Now do more. So if you every day defame our industry, if you every day defame our enterprises, then who will help us? Megha, this is not the time. I can understand that there is people are dying, people are crying, they are lost their relative, near one, dear ones. So we have to take help of the people who can help us at this moment. So enterprise industry, those are in a position to help us at this moment. So our approach should be conductive, our approach should be positive, so that we get more and more doses of
Mr. Sharma, with all the positive approach and the fact that we were producing vaccines, yet we are failing to vaccinate our population. Anyway, sir, thank you so much for your time and wishing you all the very best, Mr. Sharma. Thank you.